There are 195 countries in the world, each with their own stories and struggles in creating a more gender-balanced world. One that's not just better for women, but for everyone. And I know in the United States, where I live, we're at this really big moment where there's a lot of conversation about gender and power. And a lot of people wanting things to change.
The new day is on the horizon!
So in order to imagine what that world could look like, let's begin with the very minor, unheated topic of American politics. The United States is a democracy with 519,682 elected officials, whose job it is to represent us and make decisions on our behalf. But do they look like our population? No. Take Congress. In its all-time most diverse Congress ever, it's still 81% men and 81% white. Imagine what would change if our decision makers actually reflected who we are, which includes 50% women. And this is not a partisan issue. In fact, studies show that more women in government from both sides lead to more bipartisan ideas and a more productive, functional government. Like when the Swedish parliament reached a critical mass of women, they changed their workday to end at 6 p.m. rather than 10, with the same productivity. Now, what if we saw that critical mass not just in politics, but across all parts of our lives? What would it look like if half the CEOs out there were women? To start, countless studies show we'd have more sustainable, profitable businesses. But we'd probably also have what the happiest countries in the world have. Things like pay equality and parental leave for all genders. Maybe even some stylish clogs. Imagine how those kind of changes would shift our culture as a whole and change your life or someone you love. Now imagine if the curriculum shaping future generations actually reflected those future generations. All genders, all races, all intersecting issues. And imagine if our TV, movies, and news did the same. And finally, if our homes were free of centuries-old gender expectations. And we finally have a critical mass wanting to make that change. So what specific things can you do? Whether you're a CEO, an employee, a student, or parent, you make hundreds of decisions every day that can either push you away from a gender-balanced world or bring you closer to it.
I pledge to create a paid family leave policy.
I pledge to support women-owned businesses. I pledge to respect people's preferred pronouns.
I pledge to educate myself about an issue that doesn't directly impact my life.
I pledge to vote in every election, big or small.
I pledge to help get the Equal Rights Amendment ratified and passed.
I pledge to take an unconscious bias test.
I pledge to break as many stereotypes as possible.
We don't have all the answers, but we do have 50 very specific things you can do to get started.
And I pledge to promote women into executive teams.
I pledge to stand up when somebody says something derogatory about women.